What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another offseason rebuild. This will be our fifth one of this series. We've done 4 so far, and today we have my favorite team, that being the Portland Trailblazers. Blazers, of course, have the 5th worst record in the NBA according to wins. We've done the Pistons, Spurs, Wizards, and Hornets so far, so let's just go ahead and jump in and do our 5th installment of the series. That, like I said, being the Portland Trailblazers. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. It is actually kind of insane that the NBA regular season ends on the 14th. Went by fairly quickly, it feels like, but it'll be over. We'll have the play-in games next week and then the playoffs next Saturday. So it's got a beautiful stuff. Cannot wait to get into some playoff basketball, some play-in basketball as well. It's going to be a ton of fun. And of course, the lottery will be in May. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting offseason. At least I hope anyway, as a Blazers fan. I don't like who runs the team right now. I'm sure I've said that in the past. But let's go ahead. So the rest of the season, let's get out of here. Obviously, just so many damn injuries. Are they even real injuries anymore? I have no idea. But Jokic MVP, Victor Wembanyama Rookie of the Year, Karis LeVert 6-man, Women Defensive Player, Most Improved Jalen Johnson. Usually these are all about the same. But let's get into see who wins the championship first. And then, of course, the lottery process is where it all starts for these past, 4 offseason rebuilds that we've done, today being the 5th one. So let's go ahead and some with the playoffs. Let's see who wins the championship real quick, and then we can go from there. So we got the Thunder and the Clippers in the conference finals, Bucks and 76ers on the other side, as we have a 76ers Clippers finals. And the Clippers finally get a championship. So the two teams that can't get out of the second round, it feels like, made it to the finals, but only one prevailed to win a championship, that being the Clippers, as Embiid did get finals MVP, but of course it did not matter because they lost. All right, player retirements. Got LeBron James retiring a Laker. Of course, I think he'll play at least one more season, I imagine. Is Popovich trying to retire? He is not. All right, let's get straight into the lottery. Like I said, this is where it all starts. Our pick is going to say it's going to the Bulls, but it is lottery protected until 2028. So let's see. We have the 5th best odds at number 1, or number 2, number 3, whatever. Or just jumping on the top 4. We're the 5th best odds, number 1, I should say. But let's see if we get lucky. Jump into number 1. To be honest, I'm not sure who I'm going to draft for the Blazers. We'll just kind of, feel the vibes when we get in there. So let's see what happens. So we are going to get 3. So we jump up to 3 again, which feels all right. 2 years in a row of being 3 in the Spurs. 2 years in a row get 1. And the Wizards desperately needed number 2 probably. So that's good for them. Pistons 4, Hornets 5. And then it says the 76ers have that via Toronto. I still don't understand how 2K screwed that up. Like, I don't understand how this 2K gave the Sixers the Raptors pick. It makes literally no sense. But I believe the Raptors pick is actually protected top 6, so they actually get that pick back. But it's supposed to go to the Spurs. I just don't understand why 2K goofed that up so badly. But whatever. Let's go ahead and look at this coaching staff. I'll probably fix that 76ers pick in a second. But, man, do I really hope that the front office fires Chauncey Billups. Again, I really wish Joe Cronin could be fired. I wish Jody Allen would tell the team as well. But at least if we can get one of these guys out of here, that'd be fantastic. And I am all aboard firing Chauncey Billups. Now, the only problem with firing Chauncey this offseason, of course, the options in this pool aren't great. I can't hire like an outside candidate like maybe, you could do in real life. So, just for one season, as much as I want to fire this guy as quick as possible, I will keep Chauncey Billups because the coaching pool next year is so much better. Of course, you could go get Greg Popovich, but that's not realistic whatsoever. The only real head coach that's a good option would be Kevin Ollie, which I don't really want to do. So I will just grab a post-defensive coach, and then we will go on draft night, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. Because we have Brogdon we could trade. There's a lot of guys we could trade right now if we wanted to. I guess we can't get another position anyway. So yeah, I guess we'll keep the staff the way it is. Chauncey, you can live to fight another season. And honestly, I would not be surprised at all because of how unserious this front office and this ownership is if they kept Chauncey another year. It would not surprise me to the least bit. But let's go ahead, jump into draft night. But let's go ahead and see if we want to make any trades first before we just draft at number 3. Today's video is brought to you by DJF's Optimizer. If you're playing on apps such as Prize Picks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch to finding good plays without having to do any research whatsoever. I know the Masters is going on right now for golf. I don't know anything about it, but as you can see, there's a lot of good golf plays on the board right now. Over 72.5 strokes, over 72.5 strokes. You have 2 books listing at minus 150 odds, so you could take the over there. Let's see if we can find an example of a NBA play. So for example, Miles Turner. Now what this tool does, it compares discrepancies across sports books, but if there's no discrepancy, it still shows you the juice on every single book and what the odds are on books. So Miles Turner over 1.5 3-pointers made looks like books are heavily favoring the over today, and I found that play within 2 seconds. It's that easy. Finding good plays like this is so clutch to being a much profitable sports bettor. If you take a look at my results since I started using this tool, I highly recommend this tool. Link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off your first month when you sign up using code Crushables. And of course, another app that I actually use this optimizer for is PrizePicks. PrizePicks, they match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. The way PrizePicks works is you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players mean 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players doing 25 times your entry. So, for example, you can go to literally anything you want, any sport. You can mix and match things together. So, if we wanted to go over 8.5 points on Obi Toppin and then go all the way to like cricket, if we wanted to, I don't know nothing about cricket, but if you wanted to go Joseph Butler over 27.5 first inning runs, I don't recommend doing that because I know nothing about that guy. But like, if you want to do that, the possibilities are endless on PrizePicks. There's all kinds of options to choose from. Like I said, use code Crushables to match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. There's so much fun with using PrizePicks. It gives you an extra sweat while you're watching these sports. You can combine it with NBA, NHL, MLB, soccer, anything you really want. Make sure to check it out. And then finally, last but not least, is Dabble. Dabble's another really cool app, very similar to PrizePicks. They actually offered up to an 1,000x payout if you can go 12 for 12 on an entry. And another really cool feature about Dabble that no other app really has is you can copy people's entries with the click of a button. So you could follow some creator on there if you wanted to, and you could just copy their entries with one click of a button. It's that simple. It's really cool. So you don't even have to make your own entries on here if you don't want to. If you want to check out Dabble, use code CRUSH10. Link is down in the description below as well. They give you $10 literally just for signing up. A free $10. Definitely take advantage of that. Other than that, check out all these apps. If you are playing on Underdog, PrizePicks, or anything like that, highly recommend using these things. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. So before we head into the draft, if there was one player this offseason that I feel like has to be traded, it would be Malcolm Brogdon. He's on the last of his deal. I don't think he makes a lot of sense keeping him around. We have 3 guards who deserve minutes over him as far as a rebuild is concerned. I know Brogdon's still a good player. He played pretty good for us for the most part, then had this elbow tendonitis that just never went away. Whether that's a real injury or not, I have no idea. Obviously, you got some of these teams that just like tank on purpose, so they leave, you know, veterans out of the rotation and say they're injured. Like the Blazers have done that like for like the past 4 years, it feels like. So I want to see if I can move Brogdon right now. I really hope the Blazers don't extend him and they just trade him. As far as what his value would be, I kind of would just like think about what he was almost traded for to the Clippers for like the 30th overall pick. So like a late first round pick is the value I would imagine for Malcolm Brogdon. So like if someone wants to give me like a late first in this draft or a late first in the future, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. So the Rockets, there has been some rumors in the past about the Rockets being interested in Brogdon. The Spurs, the Thunder. I could kind of make out the idea of the Thunder wanting Brogdon for sure. Maybe as another, you know, playmaker or something. We can get Paul Reed. We can get Amir Coffey in a first-round pick. I don't even know if the Clippers have any more first to trade, but he would make sense in the Clippers. Obviously, they almost traded for him once upon a time. Other than that, I don't like a lot of these trades, so we might have to wait till after the draft. We could do this, like I said, let's see what the Thunder are offering us, because at least the Thunder makes somewhat sense because they're contending. They're offering Utah as unprotected. I really can't imagine that, like, it would be any, you know, for anything spectacular. If I'm Oklahoma City, I would give you like, I don't know, like a top 5 protected 76ers pick or something like that, just because the 76ers are going to be good probably. Or if you're Sam Presti, you might think, you know, maybe the 76ers implode this offseason, so I want to keep that pick, which would make sense as well. Maybe a top 5 protected Nuggets pick. I can't imagine Jokic is going anywhere anytime soon. So maybe you could bank on that, but that's still a future pick. You don't want to move. I think I'll wait till after the draft to see if anything else makes sense. So let's just go ahead and see what we're going to get at number 3. I have no clue what I'm about to draft here. So Isaiah Collier is going 1 to the Spurs. Okay. Number 2 is going to be Alex Starr to the Wizards. I don't have to take him. I kind of wasn't going to today anyways, just because I kind of like how DeAndre Ayton's been playing for us, man. He's been really good. But as far as what our options would be here, so we have Nikola Topic, we have Kobe Walter, we have Montez Buzelis, Zach Rosach, Ron Holland, Cody Williams, Stephon, Dillingham, Reed Shepard, Klingon, Dalton Connect. Okay, so for me, out of all these options on the board that I think would make sense for us as a team that could use some size, obviously guards are not something we need. I think I would lean towards Montez Buzelis. I have not taken him yet in one of these videos yet anyway, which is also why I'm kind of leaning towards him a little bit. Ron Holland also, I don't mind the idea of that. He could be pretty solid. 6'6" though. So I think I want someone with a little bit more size. Cody Williams wouldn't be bad either. But I think I am going to go ahead and take Montez Buzelis with pick number 3 here for the Portland Trailblazers. 6'8", forward or guard, whatever you would want to do with him. But he's got the size, and that's something we desperately need. We also are going to be picking at 18. We have Dalton Connect here, Tyler Smith, Keelan Ware, Tristan DeSilva, Zach Edey, Iguodala, Trey Alexander, Juan Nunez, and then we have like DJ Weiner, Bobby. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take Keelan Ware here with this selection on Indiana. Give us a future center potentially to work with, especially because Robert Williams, knees aren't, great. So rookie signings, we got Keelan Ware, Montes Buzelis. Feel pretty good about that. And we got Deron Holmes and Brazil in the second round. Not too shabby. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that draft, with those draft picks. Donald Bannon has been pretty good for us. We are going to keep him around as well. And Shaden Sharp, man, I miss him playing basketball. Hopefully he will be a lot, way more healthier next year. But free agency, let's see what we got going on here. So we got nothing in free agency as far as, a free agent that we want to resign. So let's take a look at our rotation right now. So right now we got Brogdon, Scoot. That's about to change. I'm moving Brogdon this offseason, and he's not staying. Simon, Sharp, Banton. So I think what we'll do, obviously, is we'll move Banton to, backup point guard or whatever we decide to do, or move one of them. Jeremy Grant, Montes Buzelis, and we got Jabari Walker, Tamani Kamara, DeAndre, and Robert Williams, Duop, Reith, Keelan Ware. So I do believe, I don't know what we're going to do with Robert Williams because obviously his trade value to be super low right now. Got really hurt early in the season. He just can't stay healthy, man. Prayers up to the guy, but he cannot stay healthy whatsoever. I think I'm also going to move Thibault this offseason as well. So let's trade some of these vets out of here. I wouldn't be opposed to trading Jeremy Grant as well, but it's not a huge rush just because obviously he's got 4 years left in his deal. But we got to get Brogdon and Thibault out of here for sure. So I am going to go ahead and trade Brogdon to the 76ers. They are going to have a bunch of cap space this offseason, so I could realistically see them wanting Brogdon. So I'm just going to take a 2026 swap worse with the Clippers here. We're going to get a first-round pick for Brogdon. That's all I was really looking for. As far as Matisse Thybulle is concerned, I am going to move him, like I said as well. I don't know what his value really is. I could see a couple second-round picks. Maybe a heavily protected first-round pick for sure. Or, maybe we take Kleba in a second-round pick. Whatever it takes, we're just going to do something. The 76ers, I do believe I'm going to make that trade with the Mavericks, though. Kind of makes sense because the Mavericks, try to sign him to an offer sheet anyway. Now, the only problem with this is I do not want Kleba's salary. So is there any way you have, someone else? I guess it really doesn't matter that much because we're not going to be very good anyway. So is there anybody else, though? We'll take Kleba's salary. Why not? So they're going to get Thibault. We get Kleba's salary. Second round pick. They're going to give me another second, so we'll do that. Just like that, we trade Thibault for a couple second round picks. So that is done, and then Kleba will probably not ever enter the rotation. And, might be a piece we can move as well. A decent three-point shooter for his size. But what do we got now? So now we can move Banton to point guard, like I said. So let's go ahead and do that. He's probably going to regress if I move him there. He went down like crazy, but he's got to play there. I'm not playing him at shooting guard because we have Simons and Sharp playing there. Or we could have Simons play point guard again and Scoot off the bench. I don't know. This is going to be... We'll do something. We'll do that for now. For now, we'll do that. But we might have to make a decision between Scoot, Simons. Sharp is staying. We're probably going to have to decide between these two. And obviously, Scoot's the younger one, so we probably will choose Scoot. I love Simons as well, don't get me wrong. But Grant, Buzelis, Jabari Walker, Kamara. So that's going to be our rotation next year. This is literally what it's going to look like. So let's go to player progression. Let's see what we're going to be working with here. So progression, Iwu Baji. You got DeAndre Ayton up, Shaden Sharp up, and then Robert Williams up. Scoot's up to an 80. Jabari Walker, Kamara are both up, which is fantastic. This is the first time that I will be doing a Blazer rebuild where Kamara will be part of the rotation full time because his overall has always been really bad that it hasn't been justified enough to put him in. So I'm happy about that at the very least. So let's go ahead and get into this next season and let's see what this is about to look like. Obviously, this is probably going to be another tanking season under our belt. We're not going to be very good. I just don't foresee that happening unless, Scoot and Sharp just take this big jump, which is possible. Don't get me wrong. But let's just see what this rotation is going to look like. So we got to cut 3 players here. Damn, 3 guys got to go. So I think I'm going to start with Ibu Baji, unfortunately. We probably will cut. It's going to get tough for the rest of these options here. Kleba, Ryan Rupert. I'm not cutting Ryan Rupert. I guess I have to cut Trevin here. And then, who else are we going to cut? I don't know. Not cutting Repair, Kleba. Maybe I could just trade Kleba right now for a second from somebody. I mean, that would be my only way out of this because I don't want to cut any of these guys left on the roster. Deron Holmes, I want to keep around if possible. So the Hornets want him for a second. Sure, take him off my hands. That's fine. All right. Power is going to list 21st overall. Proficiency is 3.5 perimeter centric. And then we got, so yeah, we'll leave it at perimeter centric for now. So here's what your rotation would look like for year number 1 if we kept it this way. Do we want a 10-man rotation? Yeah, let's do that. So we got Simon, Sharp, Grant, Jabari Walker, DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams, Scoot Henderson, Tamani Kamara, Buzelis, and Banton. Do we like this or do we want to fix anything about this rotation? We could play Grant back at the power forward again and, have Sharp, Simons, and Scoot all start. I think that's what I want to do. As much as I like Jabari Walker, I think the best way to go about this would move Grant to 4, which he'll go down. I don't really care, to be honest. Grant, you can go down, whatever. Walker won't go up, but Kamara will go up at the 3. So we'll move Kamara to the 3, so he well, he won't start. We'll figure this out. So this is what it's going to look like. So it's going to be Simons, Scoot, Shaedon Sharpe, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre, and Robert Williams, Tamani Kamara, Buzelis, Jabari Walker, and Dylan Abanton. Okay, I like that. That works. Now, again, I don't have any goals of being good this year, so we'll just kind of see what happens. If we can move Jeremy Grant at the deadline, I definitely will do so. I want to get rid of him as soon as possible as well. Other than that, let's go ahead and simulate year number 1. So Nikola Jokic is your MVP, and Nikola Topic is your Rookie of the Year. Jalen Duren's 6-man on the Lakers. Why on earth is he on the Lakers? I don't understand why the Pistons always decline his option. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. So this season was actually quite surprising. We almost so close made it into the play-in. We literally got bounced out the last day, which is totally fine with me because I'm actually okay with being in the lottery again. So we are going to be, right outside of the play-in, 39-43. Pretty solid season. I actually did try to stop at the deadline to trade Jeremy Grant. There was no good options on the table. There was an all-around scoring effort, but yeah, I'm still trying to get rid of him as quick as possible. But let's see who goes on to win the championship real quick, and then we can, figure out what we're going to do this offseason to keep this thing going. So Thunder, Hawks in the finals, and the Hawks win the championship. So shout out to them. LeBron James once again is going to retire a Piston. Going straight to the lottery, so we are going to have the 12th best odds to get number 1. Obviously, not going to get it. We're not jumping up to 1. I can't imagine. Oh my goodness, I thought we did for a second because the Bulls have our pick. I thought we jumped up to 2. That would have been insane. But no, we have 12. So that pick is lottery protected, so we do get it back. Again, the Blazers pick is lottery protected until 2028 with a from a Larry Nance trade like years ago. Yeah, that pick is still held up. So I am gonna fire Chauncey Billups still. I don't care that we had a solid season. I'm going to fire this whole damn staff, actually. Let's just get y'all out of here. So, Ronnie Billups, you can go. Nathan Johnson, Steve Hetzel, all y'all can go. So, let's fire all these guys, and let's assemble the new coaching staff. So, we have Billy Donovan. We have Taylor Jenkins, Will Hardy, Chauncey. Not getting you back. What else we got? All right, as far as real head coach candidates, I kind of like the idea of Frank Vogel. Joe Mazzulla also would be interesting. We got Marshall Shaw, Billy Donovan. So, I think I'm leaning towards Joe Mazzulla or Frank Vogel. So Joe Mazzulla, whoops, I meant to offer him a little bit more money, but whatever. So, because we're not going to get him with what I just offered him. So, let's try that again. Joe Mazzulla, let's go ahead and give you a little bit more money to see if you'll come be our head coach, and he will not. Okay, so we're going to miss out on him. So, we got to make sure we move quickly here. I guess we'll just get Taylor Jenkins because I don't want to miss out on another candidate. So, we're going to get Taylor Jenkins. Now we can fill the rest of this out, and then I will see you guys with getting our pick back, obviously, from the Bulls, and then figure out what we're doing next. First, the number one thing for me on my agenda is trade Jeremy Grant. So I'm going to be trading Jeremy Grant over to Miami for a 2029 first-round pick. We're doing that trade, and we're running away with it because I wanted, like I said, I wanted Grant out of here, so we finally get that done. We have our pick at number 12 again, so let's just get to work now. I think everyone else that is here to stay for a while, or they might walk in free agency. We'll see. But let's jump in. Let's see. Cooper Flag goes 1 to Orlando, which is going to be really nice for them. Let's go to pick 12. Let's see what we can get at pick 12. So far, this is what it looks like. BJ Edgecombe almost fell to my lap again, but Dirk falling to my lap is actually kind of crazy. I don't know much about him, but I'm pretty damn sure he's a great player. So I think I am going to go ahead and take Dirk here. So we're going to bring him in. Even though he is a guard, he was best talent available, I believe, by far. So I'm very happy with that selection. So let's see. Did we do good? I believe he is really good. Yeah, 78 overall out of the draft. Easily the best option, and probably our brand new small forward, 6'8". So I think we're actually really happy with that pick. Player options, we got Duop Reith, which I'm going to decline, and Ryan Rupert I'm going to accept. I'm going to decline Duop Reith, and then qualifying offers, Jabari Walker is a free agent. One thing I should have done last year was put Keelan Ware in the G League. I totally forgot to do that, man. So fortunate, but we still have Robert Williams, so it's not that big of a deal. So we have right now Simon Scoot. Also, by the way, I did extend Simons and Aiden, and I also extended... Who else did I extend? I extended one more person. I forgot who it was. It was... I think it was... Alright, it was Robert Williams. That's right. So we extended Robert Williams as well. But yeah, we got a lot of big man depth, which is nice. So right now, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this rotation because obviously Simons and Scoot were sharing the backcourt. I mean, is it time to trade Simons away? It might have to be time because I just feel like we're going to play Dirk at the 3, Scoot and Simons, Sharp. Like, I don't know. I just think it might be time to trade him away. Just had a good season. I love Anthony Simons, but as far as, realistically, are we going to get a championship with this core? I mean, I'm moving Dirk to the 3, and I like him there a lot. So we're moving him to the 3, and Buzelis could play the 4 or keep playing the, backup 3 or 4, whatever we want to do with him. But I don't know if I want to have Simons and Scoot. I guess one of them could still come off the bench in theory if we wanted to leave it that way. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. But power forwards that we could sign. We have Jonathan Isaac. We bring back Jabari Walker, which I will bring back Jabari. Don't get me wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and start there. So let's bring him back. He's not going to be my starter, but like I definitely want to keep him around for depth. So we'll sign Jabari Walker back. And then if we can get Banton back as well, I'd be happy with that. So let's see. Is he still out here? He is. I'll bring him back as well. He's been pretty good for Portland. So I'll bring him back. We'll sign him, and then I got to figure out, man, I got to make decisions. Are we trading one of these guards? What are we doing? We got to make a decision here, because Jabari Walker is not someone I want to start. I could move Buzelis or, whatever to power forward, but he would go down another overall. Do I want to have Scoot and Sharp come off the bench, or one of them come off the bench, or do I want to free one of them to another team? I guess it just depends on the power forward we could get in return. So the one trade that I kind of like the idea of is bringing in Jaden McDaniels, man. Jaden McDaniels could be our brand new power forward. Now, overall wise, it doesn't make a ton of sense to do. The Timberwolves are like the 8th seed, so maybe they're looking to shake things up. They have the Ant backcourt because Anthony sometimes goes by Ant. I know Anthony Edwards, of course, goes by that as well. But do I want to do this is the question. I don't know. He'd fit much better. He definitely would fit much better on this team. He'd be immediately our starting power forward. McDaniels would be. I mean, if they would give me a first, I would consider this for sure. They want Tamani Kamara. I don't want to trade Tamani Kamara. What if you traded like your future 2029 first? What do you say about that? Kamara once again pops up in the conversation. I don't want to give you. Can I give you someone else? Like, I definitely have a lot of depth I could give up. If I give you like Ron Holmes or something, would you say yes? You want Chris Murray, and they'll give me Monte Morris. I mean, I don't really want Monte Morris necessarily. If you could just take Chris Murray and call it a day, they want to give me Monte Morris. Whatever. We're gonna do this trade. I feel bad, but I think it's for the best. I think it makes a lot more sense to have obviously Scoot, Monte, or I guess Monte Morris. We did need a backup point guard, so that's not a bad throw-in. Vance is our backup too, and then we can slide McDaniels to the 4. So yeah, this is going to be perfect. Buzelis. Well, I might have overstated what we needed because Kamara. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So I'm going to move McDaniels to power forward now, which he'll play power forward for us. He will go down, unfortunately, a little bit, but I think that's still where I want to play him. He's 6'9", so I'm still going to play him there. So we're going to move him to power forward. He's going to be our starting power forward. So we'll do that. I think he fits really well there. Tamani Kamara will continue to play backup 3, and then Buzelis, I'm not really sure what we're doing with him right now. Let's just see what player progression does, and we'll go from there. So we have Monte Buzelis up to an 80. We got Scoot Sharp up to 86, 84, respectively. 8 and 87. Dirk 80. McDaniels 80. So, yeah, this is all looking really good. Jabari Walker is up to 79. Everyone's developing, which is nice. So we got a lot of development on our hands. And we still have a lot of assets to make, like, a bigger trade if we really wanted to. So I do feel bad for trading Anthony Simons. I really love that guy. Love him on the Blazers. But I think to have Scoot and Sharp blossom, I think it makes sense for him to be moved. So, yeah. That's what we're rolling with. I wish McDaniels was a better overall, but it is what it is. Again, we can use his contract and all these assets we have to make a better trade in the future if we want to. But proficiency right now is 3.5 balance. Can we be a 4-star anywhere? We cannot, I don't think. So we'll leave it at 3.5. So they do want to start Monte Buzelis. So Dirk is going to come off the bench, which I don't hate. So it'll be Scoot, Sharp, Buzelis, Jaden McDaniels, DeAndre and Robert Williams, Dirk, Jabari Walker, Tamani Kamara, and Monte Morris. So that will be our rotation. I think we send Keelan Ware to the G League, which will make Robert Williams more expendable. And then we'll have ourselves like a big trade we can make this offseason, I think. So we'll see how this season goes with this rotation, and then we'll go from there. So let's see how the season goes. So we're at the deadline as we're the 4th seed in the Western Conference. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to waste any time here. We brought in Taylor Jenkins. I already have an idea in my head that I find realistic in my head. So Scoot, Sharp, like there's definitely a collective effort here as far as the scoring load is concerned. A lot of different scores here, and we can bring in another one as well, which I think I'm going to do. So here's what I'm looking at. We got, like I said, we brought in Taylor Jenkins, right? We have Taylor Jenkins, this guy that he used to coach. I want to bring him in as well. You guys probably already know where I'm going with this, but he just makes so much sense. The team sucks. He makes sense to buy on right now. The Grizzlies, they're rebuilding. Jaren Jackson at our power forward spot, to me, makes a ton of sense. He would fit like a glove here. Reunites with his head coach, former head coach, that is. The Grizzlies suck. Like I said, I have the assets to pull it off. So let's try to make this happen. So Jaren Jackson, 17 points per game. Obviously a good floor spacer at the 4 spot as well. So we're going to make this happen. So McDaniels, I should have done this with like like assignments for John Morant or assignments to Grizzlies wouldn't have made that much sense, but we're still going to try to make this happen. So I will give you Florin, which looks like they're getting to the point where they can't accept. So let's try a couple first in 2028, and I will give you, I could give you Robert Williams technically, but I'll try to keep him out of the trade for now. Let's do Jabari Walker, because I feel like we could, we need to trade some of these power forwards if we're going to get rid of power forwards, right? So McDaniels, Jabari Walker, 2 first-round picks for Jaren Jackson. They say no at the moment. What if I gave this Heat pick as well? They agree. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So we get Jaren Jackson to be our brand new power forward here. I think he fits like a glove here for what we need. So that's awesome. Jaren Jackson, we waste no time. I think we already have ourselves a contender here. So Scoot, Sharp, Buzelis, Jaren Jackson, DeAndre, and Robert Williams, Dirk, Tamani Kamara, Monty Morris, Solano Benson. I'm going to run an IM rotation with this as well. So we're happy with that. So now Taylor Jenkins, like I said, reunited with Jaren Jackson, and it all fits perfectly in my head. I love it a lot. So Keelan Ware is also on the G League at the moment, so he could be really good here soon for us. Buzelis is starting at the 3, which is nice. Dirk will probably eventually take over that role. He's 60 points per game off the bench right now in his rookie season, which is fantastic. But what is the positions like? So Banton, Buddy Hield is probably not going to play for us, obviously. Kamara, we can move Kamara back to the 4, which would be fine in my opinion. So we're going to do that. He does go down, but we need him to play backup 4 because we already have a backup 3. So yeah, that all looks really good to me. Let's keep simulating. Hopefully with Jaren Jackson coming in, we're about to skyrocket up the standings. So Shea wins MVP, Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year on the Orlando Magic, and Shaedon Sharpe is your most improved player, which is great to see. One idea that I did have in my head, but it didn't end up working out because the Magic didn't have him anymore. I was thinking since the Magic drafted Cooper Flag that we could maybe trade for Franz Wagner, which is someone I don't ever get, but he was a free agent, so that idea did not work out whatsoever. But yeah, I was going to do like assignments for Wagner swap, but it just, like I said, did not work out. So 19 points per game, 19 points per game, 16 points per game. Just an all-around scoring attack from our guys. We get Houston in round 1, who has they have Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, Kevin Whitmore, Jabari, Şengün, Amin Thompson. So they have a good team in their own right. There's no guarantee we get out of round 1 here, but it's just good to get some valuable playoff experience here. So let's see if we can find a way to beat the Rockets in round 1. We actually are going to sweep them. Wow, okay. That feels great. Now we get the Dallas Mavericks, who still have Luka, Washington, Gaffer, Derek Lively, Josh Green. So this will be probably a tough series, of course. Dealing with Luka Doncic is never easy. And they're up 3-2. Let's see if we can get out of round 2 and get to the conference finals in the first year of grabbing Jaren Jackson to join this team. So we got ourselves a close one. They've had the lead for most of the game. Can we take it at the end and steal this one away? It's not looking like it. Looks like we made it to the second round, which is still really good. Unless we get back into this game at the very end, which is possible. We're only down. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. So unfortunately, we do get eliminated in round 2. But hey, we got to round 2. That feels pretty good. Thunder going to win the championship, probably. They do. All right, so I think we have our team assembled. The progression's only going to get better from here. So, like, there's nothing to be too concerned about. We traded a lot of the picks away. Bringing in Jaren Jackson, I think, fit fantastically. So I'm very happy. I don't think I can sign someone else. So we're going to sign a guard guru real quick. If I can find one. Feels like there's one. There we go. So we'll get Mr. Patton. So that fills out the coaching staff there. I don't think I had a lottery pick, but let me double check. Let me see if we did. No, we didn't have a pick at all because we traded everything away, which I'm fine with because we're about to go win a damn championship. I'm going to accept Reese Bregman. Beekman, sorry. He came from the Simons trade. Ryder Pair, Shaedon Sharpe. I want to bring both of them back if possible. Definitely Shaedon Sharpe, obviously. So let's go ahead and sign Mr. Shaedon Sharpe back. Ryder Pair, he's asking for $3 million. So yeah, we'll re-sign him as well. He may never play in the rotation, but we'll bring him back. So sign Ryder Pair. Allergies are absolutely killing me, by the way, so I apologize if I sound kind of weird. But hopefully Dirk is about to go up like crazy. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here, because if he could develop really nicely, this team is about to be pretty scary next year. So he is up to an 81, nothing crazy. Buzelis up to an 81, Scoot's up to an 87. So we have a big 4 rather, 87 overall. Rob Williams 83 off the bench, and then Keelan Ware's 78. So he did not actually move more than I would have wanted, which kind of sucks. Right now, if I really had to make like an executive decision, it would be to upgrade the small forward spot. I don't know who that would be though. So let's see if we find someone that makes sense here as far as, bringing in a small forward. Kind of need someone who doesn't shoot a lot. I wonder if I could convince the Pistons to give me a Asar Thompson. That'd be kind of crazy. That might be a long shot, but he might fit exactly what we're looking for at the 3 spot right now. I'm going to see if I can get him. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but if I gave you Montez Buzelis, which I'm cool with trading here, and Florin, and let's say not Ryan Repair because he's got a, you know, whatever. So let's say we did this. Buzelis, Florin for Asar. We got our upgrades, a small forward spot. That's beautiful. And I think he fits a lot better for what we needed anyway. I don't think we needed that much scoring. I think we needed like defense and playmaking. And I think Asar brings that to the table, you know, tenfold. So I'm happy with that. We will have to pay him next year, but hopefully we won't have to worry about next year because we're about to just go win a championship this season. So yeah, hopefully that works out. Ahmed would have been cool as well if I tried that. But Scoot, Sharp, Asar, Jackson, Aiden, Robert Williams, Dirk, Keelan Ware, and Tamani Kamara. I think we move Keelan Ware out of the rotation and put, you know, the ball and Banton in there just because Keelan Ware, we don't need another backup center. But other than that, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead, celebrate this season, and hopefully this year is the year we, you know, go hoist a trophy. So Luka Doncic is now on the Warriors, so the Mavericks might be more of an easier path now. As we do go 65-17, we had an obviously excellent season. Hopefully this is our championship season. So we did have Scoop and Sharp join the 20-point club, which is great to see. You had 16 from Jaren Jackson, 15 from Aiden, 15 from Dirk, and then 13 from Asar, 10 from Donald Banton. So we get to play the Memphis Grizzlies around 1. Obviously, we stole Mr. Jaren Jackson from them. They do have Zachary Satcher, Jaden McDaniels now as well, so they still have a solid team, but hopefully we did not come this far just to lose to an 8th seed, and we do beat them in 6. I was getting a little worried there. I thought they were going to get back on us, but we do beat them. So now we get the Warriors, who do have Luka Doncic. I mean, outside of Luka, not a whole lot else going on, but it would not surprise me at all if Luka and the one-man show came out and beat us here. Hopefully that does not happen. Bro, Luka Doncic is so OP, man. I mean, I just don't even know what to do anymore. All right, aim rotation. Hopefully you can win Game 6 and force a Game 7, but yeah, Luka Doncic and the one-man show in 2K, it's, yeah, we're going to lose. That's awesome. So Luka Doncic is just too OP, bro. It does not make any sense to me, but whatever. We lose, and then we got the Warriors all the way to the finals, and he brings the Warriors to championship, averaging 49-13. Maybe you could go 82-0 just having Luka Doncic with, I mean, how many games did they win? Let's see. Let's see how many games they won. They won 53 games. I guarantee you could have Luka Doncic and just get everyone, you know, get like the best overall possible that don't score, and there's a possibility you go 82-0. I might do a video on that because that was absurd. Whatever. Let's run it back again. I thought that was our championship year. Boy, was I wrong. But we don't have any draft picks here. Not too worried. I mean, I think we might have a late pick I might have saw, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to run it back one more year. For sure, going to go one more year on this. Luka Doncic, hopefully take him down next year. Cardinal will sign, and then Beekman will accept, and then qualifying offers. This is where it's going to get expensive. We have Asar, and then there was a couple other names. So Asar, Scoot, Kamara, Banton, Ryan Repair. So obviously Scoot, top of the priority list. Kamara is going to be high on there, and then we are going to resign Asar as well. So yeah, this team is about to be expensive, but we're going to go in a championship this next season, hopefully anyway, and then I'll resign Banton as well. So hopefully this is the year we go win it all. We'll see what happens. Luka once again wins MVP. Skip is your Rookie of the Year. Nikola is your 6-man Wemby Defensive Player. Dillingham Most Improved. And Garland is your Clutch Player. And Jenkins Coach of the Year as we went 63-19. So the Warriors are on the other side of the bracket, so I guess we won't run into Luka hopefully until later if that is to happen. But Dirk averaged 21 this year, up to an 84 overall. So yeah, obviously I'm hoping this is our championship season. We've spent a lot of money on this team. We get the Spurs in round 1 who have Wemby and Franz, AJ, Collier. This season is the last season no matter what happens, so hopefully we do not lose in round 1. And we are going to go ahead and beat the Spurs in 7. Now we get the Denver Nuggets who have Ivy, Johnny, Porter, Gordon, Jokic, Miles Turner. Let's go ahead and select current round against them, and we are going to beat them in 5. And now we get the Golden State Warriors who have Luka, VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, so Luka Doncic once again with Jalen Duren as well. Select current round against them. And this time we beat them in 5. I never understand how we lose and then we just beat them the very next season that easily. But we get the Raptors in the finals. Do we win it all to end it? And no, we lose in 4. All right. Well, I'm going to end it on that note. Robert Dillingham Finals MVP. I assembled a pretty good damn team for this Blazers squad. Unfortunately, it did not work out to a championship. Hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.